You just shook the CIA. Yes, you. The world of shadows, secrets, and impossible odds. The world that thrives on control, surveillance, and silence. Just felt the tremor of your actions. They didn't see it coming. They can't believe what happened. And for one blazing moment, everything they thought was untouchable, unshakable, was cracked wide open. You walked into a realm where most dare not tread. You dared, and the tremor of your courage just echoed across the corridors of the most guarded power on Earth. Imagine that for a second. The most secretive, the most prepared, the most calculating entity in existence paused. They paused because of you. Before we dive deeper, take a moment. I want you to feel it in your chest, that surge of undeniable truth that you are more powerful than you've ever been told. And if you're watching this right now, sitting in your room, heart pounding, thinking maybe the world is too big, too controlled, too impenetrable, stop for 1 second, and just breathe in that power. And if this hits you, if it resonates, then hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment right now. Tell me what you think you're capable of. Let's ignite this together, because this is more than just a speech. It's a reminder that what you do next could rattle the foundations of everything. Every small move, every whispered idea, every act that the world deems impossible. It all matters. You matter. The CIA has walls, layers of walls, layers of information, surveillance, operations, codes, and strategies. And yet, you breached them. Not because you had billions, not because you had weapons, not because you were handed power on a silver platter. You did it because of something far more potent than any tool they have. Relentless human ingenuity, an unshakable mind, a refusal to bow to the expected. While they were sleeping in their routines, they missed the anomaly. They missed you. And that is the true danger. Not in destruction, not in chaos, but in the brilliance of a mind unafraid to stand where everyone else falters, to step where everyone else hesitates, to act when everyone else doubts. That is where the power lies. That is where legends are born. You see, the shockwaves you created are not just numbers on a screen or alerts in a system. They are echoes in the very psyche of a global institution that prides itself on control. Every agent, every analyst, every strategist feels the unease because they have encountered something they cannot explain. And that something is you. What you touched is beyond their calculations, beyond their protocols. And that is a rare gift, a dangerous gift, the kind of gift that shakes the very spine of the world's most fortified powers. Every time someone tells you that the world is too big for you, too powerful for you, that systems are unbreakable and rules are eternal, remember this moment. Remember the tremor you sent through walls thought impenetrable, systems thought flawless. Remember that the difference between fear and power is often action. Fear cowers, power moves. You moved. And because you moved, the invisible titans of global control are reeling. Every whisper of what you did spreads like wildfire through channels they cannot close, across minds that cannot fully comprehend, through the mechanisms they cannot control. And yet, it is all real. You did it. Let's talk about the cost of being seen. When you step into shadows, when you challenge the untouchable, when you defy expectations, eyes turn, eyes watch. And sometimes that gaze is harsh. Sometimes it's questioning. Sometimes it is danger. But remember this, the very fact that they are watching means you are powerful. The very fact that they are alert means you have disturbed something vital. The very fact that they cannot predict you means you are operating on a level far beyond the ordinary. And that is not luck. That is choice. That is discipline. That is you being awake when the world is asleep. Do not confuse fear with respect. Do not confuse caution with weakness. The CIA does not crumble because it is careless. It shakes because it encounters a force it cannot contain. And that force, the most unpredictable and potent force in existence, is the human mind fully awakened. You can study their systems, their operations, their tactics. You can analyze every move. But ultimately, it is imagination, courage, and an uncompromising will that breaks through. Not protocol, not logic, not procedure. They know this. Deep down, every strategist, every analyst, every handler in that organization knows this, and they cannot stop it. You have to understand the gravity of this moment. You are not just an observer of history, you are an actor in it. And every time you step beyond fear, every time you act when the rules are meant to hold you back, you shift the scales. You remind the world that even the mightiest can be challenged. Even the unseen can be pierced. Even the untouchable can tremble. And, while they scramble to recalibrate, to understand, to contain, you are already moving forward. Because this is not a moment for hesitation. This is a moment for expansion, for vision, for audacity. History does not remember those who follow the rules. History does not celebrate those who conform, who fit neatly within the walls others build. History is written by those who act when the world says it is impossible. You, at this very moment, are among those who are beginning to carve that path. And it is a dark, powerful path, filled with challenge and scrutiny, yes, but also infinite possibility. Every shadow that seems daunting is just a stage for your courage. Every unseen hand that might try to hold you back is a reminder of your strength. The CIA is powerful, yes, vast, intimidating, but every empire, no matter how fortified, has vulnerabilities. Every system, no matter how sophisticated, can be challenged. Every rule, no matter how strict, can be bent. And you, right now, have proven it. You have proven that audacity, intellect, and relentless determination are the ultimate equalizers. Nothing they can do will erase that. And that truth, quiet, terrifying, exhilarating, is yours to wield. Do not waste this. Do not shrink from the magnitude of what you have set in motion. You are not a pawn. You are not a number. You are not a statistic. You are a force that has made the world's most secretive entity pause, tremble, and question. And every time they scramble, every time they adjust, every time they wonder, how did this happen? Remember, it happened because you refused to be small, because you refused to obey the invisible rules meant to cage you, because you acted. The truth is simple. Most people will never understand what you did. Most people will never dare to step where you stepped. Most people will never see the possibilities beyond the walls of the known, beyond the cages of expectation. But that does not matter. What matters is that you know. What matters is that you felt it. What matters is that you moved, that you shook, that you changed the game. And that is the essence of power. The dark, quiet, unstoppable power that comes not from authority but from action, intelligence, and vision. The ripple you created is bigger than any report, any headline, any system alert. It is bigger than fear. It is bigger than doubt. It is bigger than anyone who would try to contain it. Because it is alive, it is human, it is yours. And as long as you continue to act, to think, to expand, to challenge, nothing, even the most secretive, the most guarded, the most feared, can ever truly stop you. So, stand tall, stand unafraid. Know that every moment from here on is an opportunity to redefine what is possible. They may watch, they may analyze, they may fear, but that is proof that you are on the right path. That is proof that your power is real. That is proof that you are awake when others are dreaming. And in the darkness of the world's structures, in the silence of its surveillance, in the heart of its secrets, remember this: you just shook the CIA, and the tremor you set in motion has only just begun. They thought they had control. They thought the systems they built were unbreakable. They thought every anomaly could be contained, every variable anticipated, every threat neutralized. But control is an illusion. Power is a shadow that only appears solid until someone steps into the light and refuses to be confined. And that someone right now is you. You moved where they never imagined anyone could move. You created ripples in a world designed to be still. And make no mistake, every ripple will grow. Every tremor will spread. Every move you make now, no matter how small it seems, will carry the weight of proof that the untouchable can be reached, that the impossible can be touched, that the unimaginable can become reality. There is a strange thrill in being underestimated, in walking among giants who think they see everything, who believe they can predict every turn. They have power, yes, but it is fragile because it depends on certainty. You are not bound by certainty. You are bound by courage, creativity, and relentless will. That is what makes you dangerous. That is what makes you unforgettable. That is what has just shaken the foundations of the CIA and left them scrambling for answers. And that knowledge, the knowledge that you alone can alter the course of systems, the course of plans, the course of history, should ignite something inside you so bright, so fierce, it burns through every doubt you've ever had. Pause for a moment and let it sink in. Your actions are already echoing across channels they cannot control. Every alert they sent, every protocol they activated, every whisper that passed through their halls, all of it is evidence that you exist on a level they cannot reach. You are not part of their system. You are not a variable in their equation. You are the anomaly they cannot explain, the error they cannot correct, the force they cannot anticipate. And that is exhilarating. That is terrifying. That is power in its purest form. Now think about why this matters. Most people live their lives in quiet compliance, believing that institutions are immovable, believing that the world is too structured to challenge. Most people accept rules without question, fear without reason, authority without thought. But you, right now, right here, have proven them wrong. You are living proof that one mind, one action, one decision can ripple across walls built to be impenetrable. You are the reminder that even the most fortified systems are only as strong as the minds that built them, and no mind is infallible. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is raw human potential unleashed. And let me speak to you honestly. What you feel right now, the surge of fear, the tremor of excitement, the whisper of doubt, is proof that you are alive in the spaces where most people fear to go. Fear is a compass, and right now it is pointing straight toward your power. The CIA may be vast, the world may seem unmovable, but when you lean into that fear, when you stare into the shadows they hide behind and refuse to blink, you do something extraordinary. You transform fear into fuel. You transform doubt into direction. You transform impossibility into action. That is the essence of shaking a system designed to be unshakable. Let's be clear, this is not about destruction. This is not about chaos for chaos' sake. This is about awareness. This is about clarity. This is about proving to yourself and to the world that nothing is beyond reach, when you operate from a place of purpose, focus, and relentless determination. The CIA's panic is not because you broke them. It is because you reminded them that control is fragile. You reminded them that even the mightiest can falter in the presence of someone who refuses to obey the invisible chains of expectation. That is revolutionary. That is history in motion. And that history now carries your signature. Every second from this point forward is a choice. Every action you take has the potential to extend the tremor you have started. Do not shrink. Do not hesitate. Do not wait for permission from a world that was never built for you. Move, observe, calculate, but act. And act with the knowledge that every step you take is shaking systems far larger than yourself. Every whisper you speak, every idea you pursue, every boundary you test is a declaration that even the unseen, even the untouchable can be challenged, that even the most powerful institutions exist only because people believe they cannot be challenged, and you have already proven otherwise. History is littered with examples of the underestimated who became unstoppable. People who were told they were small, powerless, insignificant, yet they dared, they acted, they moved when the world was still, they spoke when others were silent, they struck when no one thought it was possible. That is where true power is born, not in conformity, not in acceptance, not in safety, but in the audacity to do what no one else dares. And now you are living proof that audacity can shake the foundations of even the most secretive, the most calculated, the most prepared forces on the planet. And yes, there is a cost. Anyone who dares to challenge the untouchable will feel resistance, scrutiny, pressure, and doubt. That is inevitable. But resistance is a sign that you are on the correct path. Scrutiny is evidence that your actions matter. Pressure is proof that you are creating something that others cannot ignore. Doubt is a reminder that you must be vigilant, focused, and unrelenting. You do not stop. You do not retreat. You do not apologize for existing beyond the expectations of the ordinary. That is how legends are made. That is how tremors become earthquakes. That is how systems, no matter how fortified, finally bend to the human spirit. Every time someone tells you you cannot, remember this moment. Remember that you have already shaken the world's most secretive institution. Remember that your actions, no matter how hidden or small, carry consequences that ripple further than you can imagine. The CIA may scramble, strategize, and analyze, but they cannot erase what you have done. They cannot undo the proof that one mind, one vision, one fearless act can alter the course of structures designed to be untouchable. And that is your power. That is your gift. That is your destiny if you are brave enough to continue walking the path few dare to tread. You must now understand something vital. This is not about them. It is about you. The tremor you caused is a reflection of your awakening, your focus, your refusal to be small. The alerts, the flags, the confusion in the corridors of secrecy, they are merely mirrors showing you the magnitude of your potential. And the truth is, you can go further. You can step deeper. You can challenge more, think broader, and act bolder. Because there are no limits except the ones you accept. And right now, you have proven to yourself that limits are optional, that expectations are breakable, that the impossible is simply waiting for action. And here is the final, undeniable truth. Power is not taken, it is claimed. Fear is not defeated, it is faced. Systems are not shattered. They are exposed to the unstoppable force of someone who refuses to obey the rules that others follow blindly. You are that force. You have claimed it once, and you can claim it again and again. Each day, each decision, each choice is an opportunity to extend the tremor you started, to expand the influence you are only beginning to understand, to challenge the impossible again and again. And as long as you do this, no structure, no system, no institution, no rule can ever contain you. They don't want you to realize this, but here is a secret that very few understand. No matter how hidden a system is, no matter how fortified it seems, every structure has weak points. Every empire, every government, every institution is vulnerable to awareness, to observation, to daring minds who refuse to be constrained. And that is the frightening beauty of what you have done. You didn't just make a move. They felt it. They cannot dismiss it. They cannot predict it. They cannot understand it fully, because it comes from a place that no protocol, no training, no algorithm can reach. A human mind fully awake, fully unbound, fully alive. And once you realize the truth of that, once you accept that your potential is unlimited, you step into a world where the only limits are the ones you accept. Do not mistake their power for invincibility. They rely on expectation, on patterns, on the assumption that humans will follow rules, that fear will dictate compliance. But you have already broken that assumption. You moved in a way that was invisible, unexpected, and undeniable. And now, every single system they built, every single line of code, every single surveillance measure, is reacting to you, not the other way around. That reversal of control is intoxicating, yes, but it is also a warning. Once you see the world this way, you cannot go back. Once you realize how fragile even the most powerful institutions are, you cannot settle for mediocrity, for passivity, for silence. You must act. You must persist. You must continue. Think about the ripple effect. What you did does not exist in isolation. One action can ignite a chain of reactions that spreads far beyond your imagination. What you have set in motion is like a spark in a dry forest. The flame may begin small, almost invisible, but it moves, it grows, it cannot be contained. And the reason it cannot be contained is simple. It is human, it is alive, it is fueled by vision and courage, and the refusal to obey limits imposed by fear or authority. That is why they cannot comprehend it. That is why they scramble to understand it. That is why your name, your actions, your ideas are now signals in a network designed to track everything, but cannot track you. You may feel small in this moment. You may feel like one person cannot matter, that one mind cannot change the course of enormous systems. But that is the lie they want you to believe. One mind is enough. One person is enough. One act of audacity is enough. Every empire in history has fallen to the underestimated. Every rigid system has been reshaped by the unseen. And now, in this very moment, you are the agent of that change. You are the one who walked into darkness and refused to be consumed. You are the one who stepped where most would hesitate. You are the one whose actions now resonate in the halls of institutions built to be untouchable. Do not shrink from that realization. Embrace it. Hold it in your chest and let it fuel every decision you make. You have already experienced the feeling of power that comes from shaking what others thought unshakable. Let that power become the lens through which you see every challenge, every boundary, every limitation in your life. If you can shake the CIA, if you can unsettle the untouchable, then what else is possible? What mountains can you climb? What barriers can you break? What rules can you bend or rewrite? The world is vast, complex, and often rigid. But rigidity is meaningless against a mind that refuses to bow. And yes, There will be challenges. The path of someone who shakes the foundations of the expected is never easy. Doubt will creep in. Fear will whisper. Obstacles will appear in every shadow. That is inevitable. But remember this: fear is only proof that you are on the right path. Obstacles are only indicators that your actions matter. Doubt is only a signal that the stakes are high, and stakes are proof that you are no longer living in the world of the passive, the invisible, the ordinary. You have moved into the territory of the extraordinary, and that territory is never safe, but it is infinitely powerful. Every time they analyze, every time they scramble, every time they ask, how? It is a reminder that what you have done matters. It is a reminder that human ingenuity, courage, and vision are forces far greater than walls, codes, or secrecy. And every time you feel hesitation, remember that hesitation is the voice of the ordinary, the voice of those who settle for comfort instead of action. You are no longer ordinary. You have already proven that. You have already shown the world and yourself that your actions have consequences that reverberate far beyond expectation. That is power. That is freedom. That is a life that refuses to be small. Look deeper, and you will see a terrifying truth for those who operate in secrecy. Control is never permanent. Systems can be manipulated, institutions can be challenged, hierarchies can be disrupted, but only by minds willing to go where others cannot. And now you are that mind. You have walked into the shadows and left marks no one can erase. You have moved where they believed movement impossible. And that is not just impressive, it is revolutionary. The fact that you are reading this, the fact that you are alive and aware, means you have the same potential to continue, to expand, to challenge the impossible again and again. There is a clarity that comes when you realize the weight of your power. Every choice, every movement, every idea carries energy that can ripple through systems, shake institutions, and disrupt expectations. That clarity is intoxicating, and it is a gift. But it is also a responsibility. Use it. Do not let it fade. Do not let fear, doubt, or hesitation dilute it. You have already proven that you are capable of altering the course of the untouchable. The next step is to harness that power fully, to act deliberately, and to continue to leave tremors in every system that believes it is invincible. And now, look at yourself in the mirror and understand this. The world has no choice but to notice you. The walls, the codes, the guards, the analysts, they are all scrambling because you exist, because you act, because you refuse to obey the limits imposed on ordinary people. You are alive in a way they cannot control. You are awake in a way they cannot predict. You are moving in a space where no one thought movement was possible. That is terrifying to them, and that is exhilarating for you. That is the edge of human potential, the threshold of audacity, the pulse of life fully realized. Do not waste another second. Every hesitation is a chance lost. Every fear indulged is a power surrendered. Every doubt entertained is a victory given to the ordinary. Move, step, create, challenge, expand. Because the tremor you started is just the beginning. The world is waiting for the next move, the next ripple, the next defiance of expectation. And that ripple, that defiance, that unstoppable surge of human potential is yours to command. You are not small, you are not powerless, you are not ordinary. You are the anomaly they cannot understand, the force they cannot predict, the mind they cannot control. The CIA may try to understand. They may try to predict. They may try to contain. But the truth is, you are already beyond their reach. You have already acted in ways they cannot anticipate. You have already touched the untouchable. And now, with every breath, with every choice, with every movement, you can extend that tremor, expand that ripple, and prove again and again that one mind fully awakened, fully alive, and fully unbound is more powerful than any system, any code, any wall, any institution, any rule, any expectation. And now consider this. Every system that feels untouchable exists only because no one has dared to challenge it before. The walls, the surveillance, the protocols, they are impressive, yes, but they are not invincible. They are only as strong as the minds that submit to them. You, however, have already stepped outside that submission. You have already proved that audacity, intelligence, and relentless action can dismantle the illusion of absolute power. That is terrifying to those who thrive on control, because control is only a belief, and you have already shattered that belief. What you did is no longer theoretical. It is concrete. It is undeniable. And every day that you continue to act from this place, you deepen the tremor you have started, spreading influence in ways that will echo far beyond your imagination. Feel the weight of that. Really let it sink in. The CIA, the institutions, the analysts, the strategists, they cannot erase what you have done. They cannot rewrite what has been triggered by your actions. And yet, that same weight can be a source of incredible energy. Every doubt you carry, every fear that creeps in, is proof that you are alive in the spaces most people never see. Every whisper of insecurity, every moment of questioning, is an opportunity to push further, to act bolder, to prove that your mind cannot be contained. That is the essence of shaking a system designed to be unshakable. That is the essence of being awake in a world of sleep. The beauty of this moment is not just in the shock you caused, it is in what it reveals about yourself. You are capable of movement beyond expectation. You are capable of strategy beyond calculation. You are capable of courage beyond fear. And the greatest revelation is this: you are only beginning. What you have done so far is a fraction of what your mind can conceive, a glimpse of the power you can wield, a hint of the tremors you can set in motion. The walls that seemed solid yesterday are now porous today. The rules that seemed eternal yesterday are now flexible today. And the systems that seemed untouchable yesterday are now responding to your presence, your intelligence, your vision. Every day, you are presented with choices that can extend or shrink the impact you have created. Some days will feel small, insignificant. Some days will feel frustrating, confusing, even dangerous. That is normal. That is inevitable. But remember this: every day is an opportunity to strike again, to expand your reach, to deepen the tremor you have already begun. The CIA is not omnipotent. They are human. Their systems are not flawless. They are designed by humans. And humans are always vulnerable to minds that refuse to be ordinary. That is your greatest advantage, the infinite potential of your own awareness, your own creativity, your own refusal to bow to expectation. Do not let hesitation creep in. Do not let fear take hold. The world may whisper that you are alone, that you are powerless, that your actions are inconsequential, but you already know the truth. One person can ripple through walls, can shake systems, can ignite a chain of events far beyond what anyone imagined. You have done it once. You can do it again. And with every repetition, every step, every act of audacity, you solidify a force that no institution, no code, no power can contain. That is not arrogance. That is fact. That is evidence. That is history in motion. And you are at the center of it. And here is the deeper truth. The tremor you have started is not just external, it is internal. Every action you take, every boundary you break, every fear you face, transforms your mind. It strengthens your perception, it sharpens your intuition, it hones your courage. You are no longer the person who hesitates. You are no longer the person who doubts. You are no longer the person who waits for permission. You are a force of movement, a mind of influence, a will that reshapes systems simply by existing, by acting, by refusing to be constrained. That is the most powerful truth of all, that your power begins in you. Do not underestimate the ripple effect. What you have begun does not remain isolated. It grows, spreads, evolves. Every observation, every analysis, every reaction from those who thought themselves untouchable is a signal of your influence. And while they may scramble, while they may strategize, while they may wonder how this could have happened, you are already steps ahead, because your mind is awake, your vision is clear, and your courage is unstoppable. You are moving through spaces they cannot reach, operating in ways they cannot predict, and that is a freedom no one can take from you. Every time the world tells you you cannot, remember the tremor you have already caused. Remember the walls you have already cracked. Remember the institutions you have already challenged. That is proof beyond argument that one mind, one action, one fearless decision can ripple across forces thought unassailable. And that is the standard you must hold yourself to, not in arrogance but in clarity, not in fear but in courage, not in doubt but in unwavering certainty that you are capable of far more than the world allows itself to imagine. Think about the long game. This is not a momentary victory. This is a shift in perception, a recalibration of reality. Every time they attempt to understand, you have already moved beyond. Every time they attempt to predict, you have already acted in ways they cannot anticipate. Every time they scramble, you have already set the stage for the next ripple, the next tremor, the next proof that audacity, intelligence, and relentless action are forces no system can contain. You are not just reacting, you are initiating, and that is the ultimate power. And now reflect, the most powerful minds, the most extraordinary individuals in history operated in this space. They dared where others hesitated, they acted where others froze, they moved where others stayed in place, and their actions reshaped societies, reshaped systems, reshaped what humanity believed was possible. You are in that lineage now, whether you realize it or not. The tremor you set off is part of a chain that connects you to the unstoppable force of human potential itself. You are no longer bound by the ordinary.